What's going on, guys? Welcome to a new video. It's your boy ABS, as you already know, and thank you in advance for watching. And as you can tell by the title, there's quite a few things that I want to talk to you guys about, a few things that I want to share, my feeling, my experience, and everything like that. So a few days ago, on the 28th of October, I took part at the first ever Ifbb Elite Pro World Championship. I qualified for that show 6 weeks ago when I did my pro debut, the Australia Pro Show, in which I came second, and which gave me my qualification for the World Championship, which was in Poland. So first of all, let's talk about the World Championship, how things went, the results, and how I feel about it, and all that. So the show was on Sunday, 28th of October. In terms of the result, that's something that I'm going to talk later, like at the end, but I was just going to talk about different things first. So first of all, in terms of the organization, how it all went down, I can say that I'm going to go straight to the point. There's no editing, there's no filters or whatever. I'm just going to say things the way they were. Just pure fact. In terms of the organization, I'm going to say I was quite disappointed a little bit, because when I did my pro debut in Austria, everything was organized so perfectly that in my mind, when you think the World Championship is massive, so I thought that the organization was going to be even better. What I mean by organization is, in Australia, we had the team meeting the day before the show at, I think it was 8 p.m. or something like that, and it started on time. The next day, the show was supposed to start at 6 p.m. and by I think it was 20 to 6, quarter to 6, they were already calling us backstage to get ready, and we went on stage on time. So everything was on point, and that was the first show that I ever did where everything was clicking, everything was going according to plan, because I got so used, especially for men's physique athlete, I'm sure they can relate. I got so used to being backstage and being told, okay guys, you go on stage in 15 minutes and you do all the pump and everything, and half an hour later you're still on stage. So I was mentally prepared for that. But when I saw that things went so well, I was like, wow, that's the pro stage, that's the pro organization, that's how it's supposed to be. So everything was perfect. When we got to the World Championship, it was the total opposite, and I was shocked. The team meeting was on the 28th, the same day of the show. The plan was, the team meeting was supposed to be at 2 p.m. and the show was supposed to start at 4 p.m. Now, the team meeting, or the athlete meeting, didn't start until almost 3 p.m. So automatically, I knew we were not going to step on stage at 4. So they told us that there was going to be a delay, obviously. So they told us that we were going to go on stage latest 5 p.m. In case you guys don't know, if you never competed and you're thinking of competing, you could do the whole work, doing the whole prep. You could be ready, and you can still mess everything up the last few hours before stepping on stage, because you didn't eat at a certain time, or you're getting too flat, or the pump is going. Timing is crucial on the last day, on the show day. That's crucial. So they told us we were going to step on stage half 4, latest 5 p.m. We didn't step on stage until after 7 p.m. Which was crazy. I was getting frustrated backstage. I think my brother could tell, but I just tried to be as calm as possible, because I didn't want to let it take over me too much. But you could tell that I was getting a bit frustrated, because I was a bit shocked, because I was mentally prepared for the show to run so smoothly as it did in Austria, because it's the World Championship, so you think it's a bigger show, everything will go well. I'm actually recording with my phone, so I need to switch off the internet, because I keep receiving messages. So that's the internet off. Alright, so what's up? my son in the back. So yeah, so I was expecting the show to run smoothly, which it didn't. So I was very disappointed with that. We didn't step on stage until after 7 p.m. That on its own, I mean, I'm not trying to defend anything or whatever. I know it was the first ever Ifbb Elite Pro World Championship. So all I can hope is that next year the organization will be a bit better, because like I said, the timing is very crucial on show day. Because if somebody tells you you're stepping on stage at 4 p.m., or you're gonna do some calculation of what time your last meal will be before you stepping on stage. This way the pump will be nice and all that, so if things get messed up, your physique could get messed up as well. Like you could look a bit watery, you might not look as dry as you did maybe 2 hours before that. So yeah, in terms of the organization, it could have been much better, if I can say it this way. Yeah, and it was just delayed, and when we stepped on stage, things just went from bad to worse. I mean, when we had the team, I keep saying team, when we had the athlete meeting, and they told us that every athlete was going to get compared to each other, so this way everybody have a fair fight. So this way the judges can see everybody next to someone next to everyone, so this way it's easier to do a fair comparison, if that makes sense, and that did not happen, at all. So there was 15 of us, 15 guys from different countries. I would step on stage, and I can tell that, I think it's because they were late, things felt very rushed. That's my own opinion, and I spoke to a few other athletes after, and shared the same opinion as myself. So I think it's because they were late, everything was quite rushed. We stepped on stage, and there was 15 of us. So they called, the first comparison was by numbers. So they called the first 5, the group of 5, and another group of 5, and then they put us back. And then they did the first call out straight. First call out, they only called, I think, 4 people. And my name was not mentioned, and I didn't get called on the first call out. And when you have a very high competitive mindset like myself, not being the first call out, I mean, sometimes you not being the first call out doesn't mean that you're not going to be in the podium. It depends, because I've been to shows where I wasn't in the first call out, and I won the show. So it all depends on the situation. But in my head, I was already like, God, I'm not on the first call out. Let's keep smiling. The smile is not as strong as it was before they did the first call out, because when you realize you're not in that group, mentally it kind of plays a little mind game with you. So my smile was not really there, but I was forcing the smile. I was like, okay, no worries, no problem. And they called me on the second call out, and that's when things really pissed me off, really, because even when they did the first call out, Kevin, can you stop making some noise? I'm recording, please. Even when they did the first call out, they didn't move people around. So they called the 4 guys in the first call out. They did the quarter turn and they went back. There was no movement, nobody went to the center, left, right, or whatever. There was no changes in the play position of the athlete. Same thing with the second call when they called us. They told us to do the quarter turn, back pose, quarter turn, front pose, or whatever. We didn't get moved around. They said, like for me, the frustration was they said that everybody was gonna get a fair comparison, and that did not happen. So for me, it was very hard to see how they could select the top guys, the top 5, without moving people around or comparing someone to another person. So that on its own was very frustrating. And then when they told us to go backstage, and then they came back, they called the top 5. So first of all, I thought it was going to be the top 6, because every show I did, it was always, was it always top 6 they called? They usually called top 6, or I don't even know, I can't remember, but in my head I thought it was going to be top 6, but it wasn't. It was top 5. So they called the top 5 by numbers. My number, I was number 10, and my number wasn't. I didn't hear my number, so I went back to the guy. I just wanted to make sure. So can you say the numbers again for the top 5? And my number wasn't on the list. Man, there's nothing worse than being backstage and you hear the guy calling numbers to come back for the final and your number is not there. At that moment, I just, even till now, right now, when I think about it, it's just like, it's painful, man, because it's like so much work. I've put so much work. I know everybody on stage puts a lot of work to be there, but man, the amount of work that I did to make sure that I look better that I was at the Australia Pro, which I did, you know, I was looking much better. I did not make the top 5. And then, you know, I couldn't even help it. Like I just started crying because it was not even tears of sadness. I don't even know what kind of emotion I was having. It was just, everything was just running crazy in my head. You know what I mean? It's like I went there so confident, as I always do when I step on stage. You know, because like I said, I don't step on stage if I don't believe I have a chance of winning. So for me to be on that stage that day, I already thought that, you know, I was going to be able to get that title, you know, or at least do the top 3. So not even being the top 5, I was like, wow, God, that's done. You know, like no podium, no nothing, you know. It was very frustrating. Even sometimes, like the last few days, I haven't slept properly, to be honest with you. Something that's going to be very hard to digest. It's going to take time for me to not accept it, because you have to accept it. The judge has made the decision, but for me to, how can I say, for me to digest it and then just focus on moving on. That's why I gave myself 2 weeks. I'm going to give myself 2 weeks, maybe even 2.5 weeks out of not training. Just enjoy time with my family, because I didn't do that for the last 6 months. So I know spending time with my family will help me clear my mind and everything, and then I will be refreshed physically and mentally to get back to the gym and start the off season to attack next year. But yeah, it was very painful, man. And that night I didn't sleep. I was waiting for the pictures to go online, and then shout out to Abdul, who's another UK athlete. Sent me the link. It was like the pictures are up. And when I saw the pictures, I got even more frustrated, because pictures don't lie, right? And when I saw the pictures, I was like, how did I not make the top 5? No disrespect to the guys that were on the top 5, you know, but shot for shot, back shot, front shot, side, I believe.
Daddy.
What's up, son?
I see Muhammad.
1 second. I believe that I had what it takes to be in the top 5. I'm not going to say where I believe I should have been placed, but I should have been in the top 5. You know, looking at the pictures, I was like, wow, you know. And then they put the score points, and then I found out that I came 7th. And man, I was like 7th. I didn't fly all the way to Poland to come 7th. I didn't even fly all the way to Poland to come 2nd. I flew all the way there to come 1st. So 7th. God, that's far behind, you know. And I got frustrated, because I was like, I came 7th without having. I don't feel like I had a fair chance of fighting to show what I worked for, because like I said, we didn't get moved around, we didn't even get compared around with, you know, I was just next to the same person the whole time. We didn't, you know, usually at shows they always move around. There's like, okay, number 2, go to the left, this, then center, you know, so this way the judges can see everyone next to everyone to be able to see clearly, because you could look good next to one person and another person can come in the middle, and the judges will have their eyes more on the other guy than you, because, you know, it all depends who you're standing next to. So that's why I was expecting for us to be moved around. That's why I insist a lot in this video, the fact that I was very frustrated that we didn't get compared, you know. And I came 7th with 31 points. Now the winner is the same athlete that won the Australia Pro, the show that I did as my pro debut. A top competitor, he did a lot of shows that year. He won them all, so he was easily the favorite. For good reason. He proved himself on stage. He got the result. When you do well, you automatically become the favorite. But in Australia, even though I came second, we had the same points. I had 5 points. He had 5 points, and he came first because of backtrack point or something like that. I didn't really understand, but anyway. So I've asked the judges, what was lacking for me to get the first place? So they told me and my brother what we needed to do, and they said, keep everything the same, but just come with this and this, and you'll be good. So man, we went to the gym, we worked. Result, we came to Poland. If you go on my Instagram at ABS Physique, I've put the picture of me in Australia, the picture of me in Poland. It's two different physique. I was fuller, I was drier, I was rounder, and I had the small waist, very tight, the V shape. So for me, I thought that okay, I look much better than I did in Australia. I came back with what they told me to bring to have a chance of winning the show. So the guy that won the Australia Pro won the World Championship. He had 5 points. I had 31 points. So in my head, I was thinking, damn, I went from having the same point to having, 26 point difference in the space of 6 weeks. Did I really go that backward, or did it improve really that much for to have such a big difference in the space of 6 weeks? Once again, I told myself I didn't get compared. I didn't have a chance to stand next to him. I didn't have a chance to stand next to any other, to stand among the top 5 to be compared. I mean, nobody got really a fair fight. That's my own opinion anyway. Once again, I think it's because the fact that they were late, everything fell. Alright, sorry about that. My battery died, so it just cut in the middle of what I was saying. So just to get back, like I said, I think everything just felt rushed because they were like 3 hours behind, and it's just frustrating that we didn't get the chance to display our physique against everyone the way they told us that we're going to do in the athlete meeting. So I really hope that next year the organization of the show will be much, much better. Like I said, I know it was the first ever World Championship, but it's not an excuse, but hopefully the lesson will be learned and next year will be much better. So for me, in terms of the result of me coming 7th, obviously I'm not happy. I didn't train to come 7th. If you watch my previous video, I trained to be number 1. So it did not happen this year. I've received a lot of supporting and positive messages through social media like Instagram and Snapchat. Telling me that I still did well. 7th in the world. Just it's not everyone that can say they're in the top 10 in the world, like in the whole world, which is true. It's not everybody get to step on the world stage. It's just because of the mindset that I have. Obviously, it's first or nothing. But on the good note, on the good side of things, at least we made some progress. I was looking much better than I did 6 weeks ago in Australia. And the more I think about it, I'm confident that next year we will kill it because we didn't have no off season this year. I went from last year not training regularly to moving to a new city, joining the gym in February, training, and then I got a little injury. Then I had my wisdom tooth removed, and I didn't train for like almost 3 weeks. And then I got back to the gym, and then I started to prep straight. So I gave myself like a mini off season, like I called it, and then boom, straight. So to see the progress that we made in 6 months without any real off season is very positive. So like I said, I'm going to give myself 2.5 weeks, 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks of no training, just resting, and then we will get back to the gym and start the off season. and be ready to attack for next year. We've been in that situation before. It's not the first time that I do a show that I don't get the result that I work for. But every time that happened, we always came back better and stronger, and we ended up winning the next shows that we did. So, like I say, a little step back for a massive step forward. That's what we're gonna do. So, at the end of the day, I'm not the type of person. I'm not gonna say. I'm not gonna. How can I say? I can't put the blame on. I'm not gonna say the judging or whatever. The things that I said is what happened. They were late. It was rushed. We didn't get compared, and that was it. Maybe who knows if I got compared to everybody got compared to each other. Maybe I would have still came seventh, but at least I would have rather come seventh knowing that I got compared to the other guys. So this way I know, okay, the judges saw me standing next to them rather than coming seventh and knowing that I didn't get a chance to be compared to everyone. But it's okay. Next year we'll be better, we'll be stronger. We like spoke to my brother, spoke to my missus, and my close ones. We don't have no choice to come back next year and be undeniable. That's the only thing left to do. Like, I was looking very good. I was very happy the way we looked this year. My first year as a professional athlete. Like I said, no off season. But this time, touch wood, as long as I stay injury free, I'm gonna have a healthy, productive off season, which is improvement season. Not eat everything you want, get fat, and then struggle to get ripped when it's time to get stage ready. It's improvement season, and next year I'm planning to do more than 2 shows. I'm planning to do as many shows as I can to put my face out there, show them that I deserve to be the number one. And the only way to do this is to work and get the results. So that's what we're gonna do for next year. So if I was to give a grade out of 10 for my first year as an Ifbb Elite Pro athlete, I'll give a 7.5 out of 10 overall. It was a good year. It's just a shame that the World Championship did not go as smooth as it went in Australia. I'm not even talking about the fact that I came 7th. I'm just talking about the timing, the organization, and all of that. If that went well, it would have been I would have probably gave a higher grade overall. But that was a letdown. For the final show of the year, that was a bit let down. But overall, I'm happy, I still believe that I did the right choice to change from Pro League to the Elite Pro. And next year, we're going to come back and we're going to smash it, So, yeah, that's what I wanted to share with you guys, how it went at the World Championship. That's all I can really say. I wanted to do this video on my Insta story, but I was like, nah, let me just make a one video, put it on YouTube, and if you guys want to watch it, then it's there. So I'm thinking of documenting my off season as well, which I've put that on my Insta story. I received a high 94% yes that people want to see me do that. If you guys want to see me do this, please let me know exactly what you want to see in this off season. If it's more about the dieting, more about the nutrition, supplement, training. You want to see more about my life, because obviously, I have a family. It's not easy to prep while being, having a family, like a child, partner, responsibilities, and all that, And yeah, so just let me know what you guys want to see in this off-season series. I don't know what title. I want to give it a good title, not just off-season. I just want to give it a good title. If you have any good ideas, put it in the comments, just let me know. But yeah, 7th in the world as my first year as an Ifbb Elite Pro athlete. Still chasing the number 1 title. Congratulations to the top 5. Watch your back, because Team Nosa is coming hungry. Nah, not hungry. Starving. We're starving now, So, no. They took the food out of our plate like this. We're coming to take it back. So next year is gonna be a good year. You're gonna see us hopefully in many more shows, and yeah, it's gonna be a good year. So thank you to everyone that supported me through this journey. You know, people that watch my videos as I was documenting my journey to my pro debut, people that watch my video on my Snapchat, people that are sending me good luck messages as well on social media. I appreciate you all, guys, because all those things are very motivating for me to know that there's people out there that I don't even know as well that are actually watching what I'm doing and showing me support and encouraging me to keep pushing. Next year we're going to come back stronger, guys. Best believe that. So thank you again for supporting. Thank you guys for watching. And in 2.5 weeks I should come back with a new video, a new series for my off season. And it's time to grow, time to improve, time to get better. So until the next video, guys, stay motivated and fitness. Peace.